Namaste. Welcome to Mind Fitness with Vetri. Today I will talk about what is sadhana. Sadhana means to purify our mind and overcome our ego. Rishis and yogis of the past have identified six enemies of the mind. They call it as kama, krodha, moha, lobha, mada, and matsarya. These are Sanskrit terms. I will explain it to you in English. So kama means extreme lust. Krodha means extreme anger. Lobha means extreme stinginess. My guru gives an example of this and he says, I want all the 12 bananas to myself. You don't want to share even 2 bananas with others. Mada means extreme pride. Matsarya means extreme jealousy. And moha means extreme attachment. So when we identify these things, we know these. Some people, they say, oh, I have problem with anger. It means you have identified that you have problem with it, and then you take up steps to overcome it. So that is when you put in steps to overcome and purify your mind, that is sadhana. Next, I'll describe 3 things. First, I'll say what is the importance of sadhana and what are the stages of sadhana and how you practice sadhana. Now, coming to number 1, what is the importance of sadhana? Now, let's say, for example, you are sick, and if you're sick, you go to a doctor and the doctor gives you medicine and you take the medicine, correct? If you don't take the medicine, then you won't get well. And doctor cannot take the medicine for you. You have to take the medicine. Similarly, sadhana is something which you have to do. Nobody can do it for you. You have to identify what are the things, what are the things which are bugging you? What are the things which are causing you stress? What are the things which are giving you tension in your life? And you find out the cause of it, and then you put in efforts to overcome that cause. And that is what is called as sadhana. Now, what are the different stages of sadhana? Now, different stages of sadhana is, now when you start noticing that there is something I have to seriously fix in myself, then your mind starts, how can I solve this situation? Then you get into, oh, I will learn Reiki healing. I started with that. I started with Reiki healing energy. And then some people may get into astrology because they want to fix the things. And they get into this. This is the entry level, like this is the beginner stage. And you may get into crystal and astrology and numerology and all this thing, and you'll get passionate about it. So your interest will start increasing. Then after that is the first beginner stage. Then the second stage is that I call it as an intermediate stage. In intermediate stage, you start practicing, looking for master. You start looking for an enlightened master. You get excited to listen to, you want to see a master, and you go to different masters and you take up what you like, and then after that maybe you find another master interesting, it's like shopping around in that, but you keep learning also. You have a quest for knowledge, and you feel very good in the presence of masters, and you keep searching. Then after that comes the advanced stage. In advanced stage, what happens? Your search for master ends. You find a master. And once you find your master, your search ends there. And you become devoted. You fall in love with the master. That's the time the love, your heart opens up. So far, till the second stage, it was your mind which was working logic. And after that, your heart opens up to the master, and you become devoted. Your devotion, that bhakti marga happens, and you follow the teachings of the master. You adopt them in your life, and so you start growing. And what happens at this stage, sometimes when you become devoted and when you are progressing in your life, then, and when you have accepted the master also, and the master also knows that you are accepted and you have become his disciple, then what happens is the master will test you. And the test will come, you will not know when the test will come, and you will not even know what form the master will come and take your test. And the only way you can pass the test is you overcome your ego, because it is the ego which is the very biggest hurdle to cross. And if you hold on to your ego, then you fail the test. But master is very compassionate, and he knows how to train you. So you should just continue to have faith in the master. So and that becomes a very interesting journey after that. Then there is, after this, what, suppose, let's say, for example, you were with the master and then your test happened and you passed. Then what happens is, after that, also, life becomes very interesting. And challenges will be there, no doubt about that. My guru says, if anybody comes and troubles you, consider that master has sent you someone to make you strong. So I took that in that way. When the challenges came, I thought, okay, master has sent me something to make me stronger. Okay, all right, we'll do it. And then there is a stage which comes, which is called the mature stage. And in that stage, what happens is, you start meditating, you start quietening your mind, you start watching your mind, and you start quietening your mind. You start seeing the pressures of the mind, the way the mind is pulled towards the world. And then when you started quietening, the mind comes and resides and comes inside, and you have a beautiful feeling when that happens. So it becomes like you just then you start practicing your own meditation. I mean, you start practicing meditation sincerely, and you give it a priority, and you do it as if your life depends on that. And then you start seeing how things move around in your life. You start seeing things change in your life, and that gets more exciting, and you get more excited to do. So these are the stages, and you start getting into the meditation. That becomes a part of your life. And that's the mature stage of sadhana. Now, I'll come to the third point, which is called, how do you practice sadhana? Over the years, I have developed a cycle. I call this as awareness of self cycle. And I'll just show you on the screen. The first is responsibility. Means, as I was mentioning earlier, you have to take responsibility of yourself. You have to take responsibility of your thoughts. You have to take responsibility of your feelings and emotions, and also actions. Because only when you take responsibility, you have the power to change. If you keep blame others, then you lose the power to change. There is nobody can help you. If you continue to blame, then you will not progress much in life. Neither you will learn anything from the situations which are coming in your life, because any situation which comes in your life is teaching you a lesson, and it is helping you to progress further. And if you blame and you don't take responsibility, then there is nothing you learn. So first thing is, take responsibility of yourself. And then as soon as that is the first. And then the second step is, like, start meditating, because everything is in the mind. It is from the mind which is emanating. It is from the mind which is attracting the mind. I mean to say, the frequency of the level of our consciousness is what attracts the frequency of the people, places, events, and circumstances in our life. So when we start meditating, as I was mentioning, that all this, the six enemies, they start evaporating. They start evaporating from you. All the bad habits start evaporating from you. And the mind slowly resides. It gets purified, and also it becomes powerful. And the more and more that you meditate, your mind becomes powerful, and the gap between the thoughts also keeps on increasing. You don't have 1,000 thoughts per second. The thoughts are not going at the speed of 1,000 miles an hour, but they reduce the speed. So you're able to think with clarity, and you have a lot of insight when you look into things. So that comes. You don't have anxiety issues. People say, "Oh, I have anxiety, I have AD." It's just because the mind, it just spread all around. They have not focused or concentrated, and it is only through meditation you can do it. You don't need anything else, any drugs or anything to calm yourself. No, you sit in meditation. Slowly, you will give up all the drugs also, and you don't need anything. Once you meditate is the best. Meditation is the best medication. Then after that comes self-inquiry. So self-inquiry means the same thing. If any situation comes in your life, you look into it, what has happened, how you felt about it, and how you reacted to it, and how you want to react in the future, and what is the lesson you're learning. So any challenges which has come, you discriminate, you put your discernment, you use your intelligence, and once you do that, you learn the lesson. Then what happens is that you come to know what is important and what is not important. Then also you come to know what was your fault and what was the other person's fault. Then slowly what happens is you start looking into your faults. My guru says beautifully, always look into your fault, not other people's faults. If you look into other people's faults, it is death. You will die. It is better that you focus on your faults and rectify them, your faults, and progress forward. And after that comes detachment. Once you learn the lesson, you don't keep pondering and worrying about that situation again and again in your mind. Just let it go and move further. And again, so this is like a cycle. You take responsibility, you regularly practice meditation, and then you regularly do self-inquiry of whatever challenges you come up in your life, and then you let go of that after learning the lessons, and you just keep doing it. The more you keep doing this cycle, what happens is that your frequency of the consciousness keeps on increasing. So this is a method which I call awareness of self cycle, and this is how you practice. And there are a lot of other things you can practice. Devotion, and devotion is also something very important. It is called Bhakti Marga, and it means you are focused on sadhana. That is, you are focused every minute. You're focused on sadhana. You're focused on your object of devotion, like your guru or your God. You follow their teaching. My master said that. That's what it means. And, your mind is always on that, and you're contemplating on the self, and you're contemplating about your guru, and then you're discriminating between, this is real, this is not real. So you do those things. So this is what is the beauty of sadhana. I just shared with you all these things in short, just for you to have an idea that what sadhana is all about. I hope you understood something and you have something to take away from this. With that, I will see you in the next video. Namaste.